Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's episode of Moments of Clarity, where we delve deep into our life's challenges and triumphs. I'm your host, Terry, and today we're tackling a topic which is procrastinations, that it affects us all. Procrastination is something we've all experienced at some point. It's that sneaky thief of time that can derail our dreams and stop our motivation. But fear not, because today we're going to explore some practical tips, share an inspirational story, and learn powerful lessons to help us overcome procrastinations. Let's begin by understanding why we procrastinate. Procrastination often stems from a fear of failure, perfectionism, or simply feeling overwhelmed by the task at hand. Recognizing the root cause is the first step in overcoming it. Here's tip number 1. Break things down into smaller tasks. One of the most effective ways to combat procrastinations is to break your task into smaller, more manageable steps. This not only makes the task seem less daunting, but also gives you a sense of accomplishment as you complete each step. Let me share a story with you. I am a single mom with a 14-year-old beside me. I am so aware that I was struggling with procrastinations. I had feelings of clarity about my big purpose in this life, what I really wanted, and the most important thing in my life right now. I had strong emotions to do something that I really wanted to change my life. But every time I thought about it, I felt overwhelmed. Instead of starting, I found myself watching YouTube shows and scrolling through social media, or even sleeping and not doing anything. One day, a very important person who knows me truly and really loved and cared for me noticed my struggles and gave me some advice. And then said, "Harry, break your goal into small, manageable tasks. Then start by choosing what's most important and valuable to you, and move on and dedicate a discipline to your desires. Next, start making a plan and writing a new script of your dream life with timeline and so on." So I took this advice to heart. I created a timeline with all the important daily tasks. Day by day, I gradually withdrew my focus into the things that are not serving me. By the time that I was ready, I had a complete plan and new script with my dream life. I felt a huge sense of relief and accomplishment. Tip number 2 is set specific deadlines. Another powerful strategy is to set specific deadlines for yourself. These deadlines should be realistic and attainable, but they also need to challenge you to push forward. Think about the time you had a deadline at work or at your school. Those deadlines push you to complete your task you may have otherwise put off. Apply the same principle to your personal goals. Tip number 3 is to use the 2-minute rule. The 2-minute rule is a simple but effective strategy. If a task takes less than 2 minutes to complete, do it immediately. This will help you get small tasks out of the way by reducing your overall workload and building momentum. Imagine you are at home and you see a sink full of dishes. It's easy to not wash them and put it off. So in your mind, you will do it later. But if you apply the 2-minute rule, you just wash those dishes immediately. Then the task is done and you can move on with a clear mind. Tip number 4 is find your peak productivity time. We all have times of the day when we're most productive. For some, it's clearly early in the morning. For others, it might be late at night. You must identify your peak productivity time and schedule your most important tasks during that period. Consider the example of Benjamin Franklin, one of the founding fathers of the United States. Franklin was known for his structured schedule. He identified his peak productivity times and used them to focus on his most important work. Tip number 5 is eliminate distractions. Distractions are one of the biggest culprits of procrastinations. You should identify what distracts you the most and take steps to eliminate or reduce these distractions. This might mean turning off your notification, creating a dedicated workspace, or setting specific time for checking your emails and scrolling into social media. Now let's look at the example of my own story. When I was writing and creating my script, I often secluded myself in a quiet space, free from distractions. I know that to create my magical world, I need to focus deeply. So aside from those important tips, here are some valuable lessons we need to learn or we need to remember. Lesson number 1, progress over perfection. This will bring us closer to our goal by striving for progress and not for perfection. Often, when we procrastinate, we fear our work won't be perfect. Remember, done is better than perfect. Aim to make progress each day and you will find yourself moving forward. As Napoleon Hill once said, don't wait. The time will never be just right. Let's talk about a real life example of Thomas Edison, the prolific inventor who had a unique way of dealing with procrastinations. He would set self-imposed deadlines to push himself to complete his experiments. He believed that urgency created focus and drive. Lesson number 2 is embrace urgency. When we create a sense of urgency, you push yourself to act. This doesn't mean you rush all the tasks, but rather set a pace that keep you moving forward. Lesson number 3 is build momentum with the small wins. Each small task you complete gives you a boost of confidence and motivation. And over time, each small wins add up. Without realizing it, you make even the biggest task feel achievable. As James Clear says, do not rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your system. Another story of mine, I was struggling with my leg pain, which was becoming worse day by day. Aside from working on my mental health, I also know I need to work on my physical health. What I observe every time I go for a walk, I am also out of breath, but oftentimes find myself procrastinating. I adopted the strategy of walking after work before going to sleep on my third shift job. A few minutes and a few turns around the lake seems manageable even on cold days. Over time, these few minutes turns into hours, then days and weeks. Eventually, it's been a year now. This strategy helped me with the habit of walking every day, healing my pain and overcoming my procrastinations. So you must create a system that supports your goals, whether starting a new project, writing a book, losing weight, or simply keeping your home organized. By having a system in place can make all the difference. Lesson number 4, assign your task with your energy levels. The fourth lesson is about aligning your task with your energy levels. Work on high priority tasks during your peak productivity time. Then you are more likely to stay focused and motivated. Lesson number 5 is protect your focus. Our final lesson is to protect your focus. Your attention is valuable, and by safeguarding it, you can accomplish more in less time. And as we end up today's episode, remember that overcoming procrastinations is a journey. It requires self-awareness, discipline, and a willingness to change. By breaking things into smaller tasks, setting specific deadlines, using the 2-minute rule, finding your peak productivity, and eliminating distractions, You can take control of your time and achieve your goals. I will leave you with one final motivational quote by Lao Tzu. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. Thank you for joining me today on Moments of Clarity. I hope you found it inspiring and helpful. Remember, you have the power to overcome procrastinations and create the life you desire. Until next time, stay focused, stay motivated, and keep moving forward. Thank you so much. God bless everyone.